2 terms is 2 terms way too many. We're going to do it. And speaking of the firecracker part, on my first day on the campaign trail, a wonderful woman who was probably about 4'2", she was an inch, she looks at me and she goes, you know what? Red hair is God's warning sign. I'm like, yes it is to Michael Bennet and the Democrats because we're coming for him this year. Well, I want to ask you something else. Who's tired of losing? This is our year to win. This is our once-in-a-generation opportunity to see a seismic shift in our political landscape. And those of you who are delegates, I unabashedly ask for your support, and I'm going to tell you why. We need to send people to Washington, D.C. who have clarity and who have courage. I'm going to tell you where my clarity comes from. I grew up on Lowry Air Force Base over in Aurora. My dad's a lieutenant colonel, and thank you once again to all of you amazing veterans. My husband is an 82nd Airborne veteran. I always say he is 6'2" on the outside, I'm 6'2" on the inside, so we make a good pair. But what I'll tell you this is like too many people, I grew up thinking that freedom was just like oxygen, it would always be there. That was until I traveled with Youth for Christ International. We went to the Soviet Union and we landed the day the coup happened. I gotta tell you, I did not know freedom until I saw the lack of freedom. I saw people afraid to look up, afraid to speak up, afraid of their neighbors, and afraid of their children who be indoctrinated by the state into Marxist critical theory. Exactly what is happening in our schools right now with a different wrapper called critical race theory. And by the way, when I see something that's wrong, I cannot rest until I drag it into light. Many of you may know that my husband and I spent 2 years producing a documentary called Whose Children Are They? That was a full-on expose. I got a question for you. Whose children are they? They're our children. They are our children. And by the way, since that release, I'm now public enemy #1 of the teachers' unions, and I'm dang proud of that. Thank you very much.